Looks like we're up. Hello out there. We're on the air. It's hockey night tonight. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you to those who have come out to participate in the world building as it goes. So good to see you all here. Last week, I discovered that Incarnate allows you to expand the maps. Whoops. Probably something I should have been aware of ahead of time. Something I should have known about. But I didn't. So, needed to make some adjustments. So I did. I did that in my downtime, so as not to bore you, the viewers, with it. And ready to show off the results. Let's take a look, shall we? So we've expanded the Treasured Expanse map to make it look a little bit more like what it looks like in the individual regions, rather than just kind of this empty space that was originally set up on it. Some things I wanted to clear up for sure. Number one, I needed a reason as to why my residents of the Treasured Expanse did not expand south. Now, in my mind, they were not expanding south because the south is giant territory. There is a huge kingdom of giants that operates to the south. But also, thing to consider is why don't the giants move north? Why are the giants only a threat in the south? So I had to create this kind of blasted land that separates the two. And I kind of came up for a reason for this in canon, but in world it's going to be remaining a bit of a mystery, but I wanted to kind of fill that out. I also needed this glacial bay to be kind of visible on the world map as this area that dips into where the fickle plains are in the main world. Because, of course, this is your fickle plains, this is the New Haven territory, this is Shrouded Hills, this is Ghostlands. All places that we've built on previous videos. If you're not up to date, don't worry about it. Just know it was important to me. And then, of course, we expanded deeper into here and also created this kind of steamy lake fed by these volcanic lava pools. And I thought that'd be a fun place to play with in the future. I thought that'd be interesting to tinker with as an idea. And so this is what I opened up a bit more, brought the scale lands, made it a little bit larger, put a divide on there, and I created a new kingdom called Segrindel. What does it mean? I don't know. What's in it? I don't know. I still gotta figure it out. All I did was come up with a name. I was probably gonna put some other stuff in the scale lands too, but I don't know if that's what I want to work on today. There's a couple things I want to work on. I don't know if that's what I want to work on today. So, of course, we've got that. And then I had to adjust. All right, actually, this needs a little something else. I should edit this right now. I see a boo-boo. I see a whoopsie-doo. That I need to adjust right here. I need to paint. And from the catalog, I need to go into this kind of dark gray texture. And that needs to go on the land underneath. There we go. Can't have that green poking through the mountains. That doesn't fit the theme. Now we're talking. That's what we want. Okay, so we'll save that. So this is our kind of broad view of what the kingdom's like. We have Promethean Point, Pride's Reach, and then we have Fort Unity, Fort Peace, Fort Promise, and Fort Progress, kind of protecting our coastline on these islands. I would love to get into those islands more in the future, just kind of what they look like and how they're run, because each one is an individual fort, and it might be a fun place for players to go in the future. However, for the campaign that I'm doing this for the game that I'm designing this for right now, that's not where they're going. So I need to discipline of the world builder, work on places that I need, and places that my players are going to, and make sure that those places are fully filled out and managed and done correctly. That's one of the big things about doing this kind of thing. Is there especially for me, because maybe it's a low level like ADD thing. Sometimes you lose yourself in what you're building up and what you're creating, and then you start to be like, okay, well, maybe I'll do this, and maybe I'll do this, and maybe I'll do this. And then, you've done a bunch of work, but you haven't done anything to progress the parts that you need. You know what I mean? You're not working on the stuff that your players are going to see. And that's something to always keep in mind. Especially if, like me, you're designing a campaign for a specific adventure. I'm planning other adventures here. Hey, Rusty, how's it going, man? But, I'm designing this for a particular adventure I have in mind. So I'm trying to make sure I stay focused on that adventure and where that adventure is going. I think my players won't go there. I mean, look, this the next series is only going to be 10 episodes long. So the benevolent dungeon master Puck is going to have to pull the reins a little bit on his characters sometimes to ensure they're going in the right direction. But also, these will be different characters altogether. So, something I'm struggling with currently with this, and I'm feeling pretty good about how this world map is looking so far. Like, I'm pretty comfortable with this. But how do you map an area that's unexplored? When the first settlers were coming to North America, and they only had the East Coast, and they had no idea what was beyond it, a lot of times they just drew maps that kind of looked like this, with the details would just kind of stop at a point, and then you wouldn't have anywhere else to go. Well, we're tightening things up. We're doing some shorter adventures, and I'm going to build another world for the next adventure, and I'm going to build another world after that. And then, if somebody really likes one of the other worlds, we'll go back there and do another run. We're kind of trying some stuff out to make sure that people like the new thing before we go whole hog into it. Know what I mean? Content creation. Also, I'm having stew, so I might be eating stew while I'm talking about maps and doing some world building. Bear with me. It's really good stew. Made it myself. But yeah, basically, as creators, we're trying to make sure the next long form campaign we're going to do is something people are going to enjoy. Until we find something that people are definitely going to be super hungry for more of, we're going to try a couple things out. It might be this. I kind of hope so. I'm really falling in love with this concept, but I think it might be something that happens over and over again as I build these worlds. Because I got 3 of these to make. Oh, it's good stuff. It's got like peas and corn, carrots, big chunks of beef, potatoes. Put a little bit of cheese on top. There was butter biscuits at the beginning, but I already ate those. Because, you know, they're butter biscuits. And I gotta eat them. Alright. So to recap. We made the Shrouded Hills last week. Farming community. Not so much with the government around here. We got Guardian Falls, which is a big mining town. It's kind of the primary source of civilization in the area. And then we've got our various farms, and we've kind of named all our farmsteads. Some of them are a little bit mysterious. Some of them, there's a little bit more information. And then we have a kind of farming community town put together here, where the farmers gather to do their trade. And whatnot. And shit, I forgot to add that lake. There is a... Oh, shit. Fuck me. It is a pretty fleshed out world. There's still a couple of things I want to add to this. After I'm done nomming on this stew meat. So, we got this sorted out. I gotta remember this body of water. Don't let me forget this body of water. This needs to be introduced into the map as an area that fits somewhere. And I need to readjust how I did one of the waterways. Don't let me forget. Okay, next map. Okay, we got Haven Gate area, Haven Woods, the New Haven Plains. We've established all of this. This fits nicely in already. Okay, this is where I fucked up. How's it going? I use this as my reference map when I redid the larger map. And that's a big old whoopsie on my part. So let's fix that. And instead, we're going to go ahead and edit. Yes, new lake and shit. Thank you. No, that's not what I wanted. Or maybe it is what I wanted all along in my heart of hearts. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and throw in an old subtractee here. Okay. There we go. Now it's a bit more topographically consistent. And like the thing is, like, I don't want everything to be a one-to-one when you go from map to map, but I want it to look visually close so it makes sense. Because that's like something you need to consider, especially when you're building a world and you're going deep and complex with it. As you zoom and enhance, it should start to make more sense, and it should be easier to tell where you are. It shouldn't be more difficult. And certainly the farther out you are, the less details you were. No, fuck. What am I doing? Okay. We're going to leave this place. Oh, God. All right. So we need to adjust that now on our world map. Is what we need to do. Let's edit this up. God, stew's so good. I got these big chunks of stew meat. Look at that. Look how big it is. Gotta have that continuity. Because, like, not just for me and the players, but with you as the viewers. Like, say, and maybe if it happens, I get this stuff up on like World Anvil or Campfire Blaze, and you guys want to follow along with it. If it's not structured in a way that makes sense, then it's going to be really hard to follow. And not just for you guys who know me, but for people who don't, new people. That, new fans that might... Oh, God, this is too much. There we go. Okay. Let's sculpt that out a little bit. And put that in a little more there. Okay. Now it makes a bit more sense. Much better. Visually, more pleasing to the eye, I think. Bam. This is such a good stew. So, things I gotta do. There's a couple different things. Some town maps might be a good idea. I need art. I'm talking to artists. I've been talking to a couple artists. Some of them, I might come on here to talk about what we're making. And we're going to get some art made for some of the NPCs. We're going to get some art made for Coat of Arms. That'll be cool. That'll be fun to show off. Oh, God, this stew is so good. I did a good job. I made a very good stew today. Oh, I'm quite pleased. All right. Let's take a closer look at this. Turn to our maps. No, fuck, it's not what I wanted. There we go. Can I reorganize this? No, I can't reorganize this. Fine. Alright, so this is our broad out view of our world. We have our empires, Segrindel Kingdom. Not sure what I'm going to do with it. I'll figure it out eventually. It's not important right now. Scale lands are 4 empires. The Dread Tide Sea, in which everybody has to travel across. And then the Treasured Expanse. Treasured Expanse is where our campaign takes place. This is the area outside the kind of main landing area of the Treasured Expanse. We have the Haven Plains, the Shrouded Hills, the Fickle Plains, and the Ghostlands. And of course, the Grace Basin. And the Guardian Falls. That's where the Guardians fall. Next, we've got our broad view of our landing place. We have our 2 main cities. We have Pride's Reach and Promethean Point. And then, of course, we have Fort Unity, Fort Peace, Fort Promise, and Fort Progress. Named as symbols of the treaty between the Saskatoon and the Caligran Empire, because each fort is a joint effort between the 2 nations to ensure nobody threatens their sovereignty over this new land. Good to have. And also to protect merchant ships and stuff, because, this gotta do it for the money. Alright, this I need to work on, and actually we should work on this today, because I need to expand the fickle planes out a bit, so they make more sense in world. This is a toque. This is a toque. This has always been a toque. I don't know what to tell you. Alright. I think we're good. Oh, boy. Alright. So let's work on the fickle planes today, shall we? I'm positive. Alright, stew is done. Let's work on our fickle planes, shall we? So I need the fickle planes to make sense. Kind of one-to-one with this region of the map. Okay. I mean, they can. I've never noticed that. I've never known that to be a difference between a toque and a beanie. I don't know. To me, a beanie's always been like a completely different thing. But look, feel free to fly in the face of my formal education. Okay. So I need to fix this too. You need to know where I stood on the toque v beanie debate. I mean, look, man. It's worth knowing. It's worth knowing. I gotta adjust more stuff than I thought I did. Hang on. Hang on just a second. All right. I'd call both a beanie. It's a north v south thing. I mean, probably. Sorry, I had to respond to some. You know, look, it's I want to say, I got nothing going on all day. The moment I sit down for this kind of casual world building stream, I got emails coming out of my ears. Okay. Okay, so that's what that is. Sorry, I'm also like I got a new job, everybody. Woo, Buck's got a new job. I'm probably not gonna talk about it here. Sorry. It's just the way this goes. But I've had to like sign some papers and do some stuff. So I've got like paperwork and meetings and stuff happening. Oh, look at that. Puck is live with Puck in World Building. How about that? That guy sounds pretty cool. I bet he's very handsome and talented. Anyways. Okay, so found another inconsistency between our maps. This is the Shrouded Hills as we built it, and this is the Shrouded Hills as we built it in our larger map. Uh-oh. So that's a problem, but maybe not as much of a problem as I think. So this needs to be adjusted so that this river ends and kind of opens up into this new area here. And this area has been boxed off here by this river. I don't think that's a huge issue right now, but where I do want to fix it is on the main map. Right here. So let's edit this again. Well, we'll see. I mean, it's not so much improved as the previous job was no job. But we'll see how this goes. And I mean, look, don't get me wrong. No job was cool and all, but the whole going broke thing was really tough. It was tough. That was the toughest part about the old job. The new job has pay. So, you know, already net positive. All right. I think that's good. I mean, it does depend. I think whether or not it's a blessing or a curse depends on how you sell it or how you spend it. And, like, that's... I'm glad you say that, Rusty. That's kind of the big difference between Cookie and Zelos. Cookie is enjoying his lives, his immortality in his life, by experiencing it with people, with new and interesting people over and over again. And Zelos is instead spending his infinite life in pursuit of something that means a great deal to him, but is questionable as to whether or not it would ever actually make him happy. Whereas Cookie's life is more or less the pursuit of happiness. Forever. Just enjoying life. Enjoying people. With the pain and the ups and the downs that come with it. Something interesting to think about. But, I don't know. Look, if I had infinite life, I would probably go into a deep hibernation somewhere after putting what I thought would be a small amount of money away to to like mature and gain interest, and then come back later and get it, and then figure out what I'm gonna do. So that'd be the easiest way to do things. Just conk out for a couple centuries. I think it can be a blessing or a curse. I think it depends entirely on how you live it. God damn it. No, no. Okay. Okay. I think this has been sorted for the sake of consistency to keeps our maps looking roughly the same. And we're just gonna zoom in here. We're just going to create just a little pip of land as it kind of cut through there. All right. Now it's consistent. Now our world makes sense. It's so nice to live in a world that makes sense. All right. Let's take a quick look. Fickle Plains. Fort Settleguard, New Haven Plains, Ghostlands, Shrouded Hills, all that kind of stuff. All looks good. All looks consistent. Good. Awesome. Next map. Okay, looks good. Looks consistent. We got a tiny breakthrough. I mean, absolutely. Look, I like Cookie's approach as well. If I was going to be somebody, I'd probably end up being Cookie because Cookie's living his best life. All right. So that's set. All right. Let's make this make sense in our map. Now we can work on this. I think we've made it. I think we're good. I'm going to move this over here. And I'm going to switch to this map. Okay. So, got our river. Our river should be a little bit thicker. Let's thicken up this river, shall we? I think that's a good thing to do. I mean, that's the way it's always portrayed, that you would become numb, but I don't know, like, is it not possible to know people and lose them and be fully enriched by that experience at the end? And for that to happen multiple times. I think all people are different. And I think the pain and the feeling of losing people will always be different for each person. So I think in order to become numb to something, it has to be the same. You know what I mean? Like, it needs to be the same feeling all the time. I don't know if that's possible when it comes to losing people. And I might be just waxing really philosophical here. But I think that every time you lose somebody important to you, it's a new and different kind of pain. Know what I mean? because of what that person meant to you and what that person was to you. It's never going to be fully the same. So it's harder to get numb to it if it's never the same. I guess that's kind of a minute view when we're talking about something that lasts an eternity, but something to think about. Okay, so this is the map I actually created when I ran this as a one-shot. So I'm going to alter it to fit in a little bit better with these map alterations. We're going to bring this up. Okay, and we're going to bring this up. Murray Point. And maybe we're going to move this up too, so it's over top of the road. Bam. Oh, now we're talking. Extend that out a little bit. Move it up a layer. There we go. Things are mixing a little bit better. It's making more sense. It's fitting together more nicely as a world. Now, we need to build it out a bit. What is this? What is this thing I have here? It just says text. I don't need this. Go away. You can go for now too. And we'll put that here. All right. It goes. I'm kind of finding my center on what I should be doing right now. And I think I'm there. Oh, there would always be a grieving period, I imagine. But I don't know, I feel like we grieve differently for each person we lose, depending on what they meant to us. If that makes sense. Okay, so should I expand this out? I feel like maybe I need to expand this out. We're getting in the deep talks today for sure. You know what? Let's build out what I got so far without getting too far into it. Okay, we're gonna save our fickle planes. I'm getting sidetracked thinking about everything else that needs to be added to this instead of just working on what I've got in front of me, which is what I should be doing. And that is the danger of world building, folks. Is you need to remember what you're working on and not get wrapped up in some other nonsense. All right. So that's that cliffside. as it appears on the fickle plains. That leads into Grace Basin. So the Ice-Span River runs down from Glacial Bay into Grace Basin. There's this kind of large cliffside here where the land kind of slopes upward. And everything goes down from there. Okay, so we need to focus on building out the fickle plains in a way that makes sense with the world I have created so far. Okay. So, might need to make it a wee bit bigger. Okay, you know what? You know what? This is an opportunity. This is an opportunity. I couldn't figure out what to do with it. And the problem is, this map here is too far north for the size of the area that we're working with. True. Okay, so instead, I'm going to go out to here. I'm going to confirm. We're going to resize to this. Got this. Got this. Bam. Loading the art. Doing the thing. Doing all the thing. Here we go. All right. That wasn't what I wanted. I mean, I need to fill out the land portions. But now we're talking. Now we're talking here. So, that is a great analogy. This is going to be the upper fickle plains. And then there's going to be the lower fickle plains. They're going to be two different areas because they're too big. There's too much going on. We're going to make them overlap with each other. And that's what we're going to do. That's what heroes do. And put the snow on. Don't forget the snow. Snow is gonna be mostly here. There's like a little bit. Maybe this is springtime. I don't know. It's a little better right now. Okay. The fickle tundra. The dungeon master says. Fickle tundra, you say? Oh, sir, you do go on. It does make a great deal of sense that you say it out loud, good sir. And perhaps that is how things go in this of all times. These fickle tundras of ours. There we go. There we go. That shit makes more sense. I think we're on the right track. Fickle tundra. You know what? You know what? You know what? I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna put it on. And you just let me know how that goes. Well, I suppose I'll let you know, because I'm making it. Okay. I think we got a good start here. I think that's got to be expanded a little bit so people can read it. Murray Point, Debden, Midnight Lake, Foxford. I don't want to call this town Last Light anymore. Instead, I'm going to call it Winter's Warning. Sure. No. No. Bad. Okay. It's all about perspective. Winter's Warning. All right. So we have Sylvania, we have Debden, we've got Midnight Lake, Foxford, Winter's Warning, and Pitton Lake. Pitton Lake, renowned for the Pitton pike fish, which can be found throughout it. Pitton pike, an enormous toothy fish, absolutely delicious thick meat that you can eat. So, of course, they've established a town, even though it is north of flowing water. There is a small fishing village that operates there that just simply closes down and evacuates when winter comes. And that is the purpose of Winter's Warning. Winter's Warning is to be the place that ensures that no one is left behind when winter comes. They're the first kind of warning sign. It's like, it's coming down. We need to get going. We've got to get out of here. You do not want to be north of flowing water when Last Light comes, and Winter's Warning is there to keep you in mind. Hey, Last Light is coming. I mean, look, bud, we'll see how it goes. We're going to do this. All right. So I've got this. We're going to need a connecting road. There's no roads that lead to this portion from the other portions. So there needs to be connecting roads. So let's work that out. Let's go with a brownish color. Sure. That is opacity. Sure. Am I painting this road? I don't feel like I'm painting this road. Oh, dotted lines. That's not what I wanted. I want a straight line, and that color's not great. I want closer to that. That's probably better. And also, I don't want this road. Go away. Be gone, road. Delete. Okay. Let's crank our width up a little bit. And let's create a main road that comes out of Sylvania. Free draw. I don't know why it's still giving me that look. Well, I'm glad you guys are enjoying this. I want to keep this as kind of a chill stream. I've been talking to some of my other Dungeon Master friends and see if they want to come hang out with me on these. So I might have some guests show up at some point. Probably going to have Rogue Uzu on Saturday, if all goes well. And she's going to come by and I wanted to talk to her about doing some coat of arms art for different empires. So we're going to work that in. And yeah, I'm having fun with these chill streams. I like it too. I'm having a good time. Doing some world building. Hoping people enjoy my work. All right. So we got this road, kind of snakes around the Paddock Woods, goes to Sylvania, up from the lower Fickle Plains, the Fickle Plains outside of the Fickle Tundra. Ha 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 ha. And man, this place needs some shit. We need to fill this out. This is spotty as hell. There ain't nothing here. So, first thing we need to do is I need to subtract some land in some areas. And, you know, just make these circular ponds in weird places throughout the world. Why are they here? Excellent question. I'm not going to answer it. But they do definitely exist. I mean, look, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. I've been talking to a couple different people. I've been talking to Felix. I've been talking to Roguzu. I'm going to talk to Michael, Dead Aussie Gamer. There's a couple other guys I'm talking to. I don't get them all to come on and take a peek at my world and tell me what they think, and we'll go from there. So, also in the subtracting, this style. So the reason I'm making a lot of masses of water like this is this is the kind of wetland formations you get from glaciers. Is they kind of carve these kind of long kind of trenches and spots of water all over the place when they recede. So if you have land that used to be glacial, you'll end up with a lot of places like this. And the reason I started doing this like this is because I looked at a map of Manitoba and northern Saskatchewan, and it's just full of water formations like this. So that's why I'm doing this. These kind of long, northern sloping lakes all over the place. Lakes and ponds. So yeah, that's where that came from. Sometimes real-life topography can help. Then, of course, we're going to put, like, something down here. Oh, sure. Honestly, I just want to bring Felix on to see what he thinks. Because he's built whole worlds for himself, too. So, you know, I want to find out what my other Dungeon Masters friends think about the world I've created. And it's always good to get, like, valuable feedback and input on these kinds of things. Because, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Nobody ever tells you something that you did was bad. Well, how are you ever gonna know? Plus, how are you ever gonna know if it's good? There's no way to tell. I'm just gonna put this here for no reason at all. No reason at all. What does it mean? I don't know. That's weird. What a weird thing to put on the map that Puck created. That's so bizarre. We're going to add some chasms. There we go. Oh, and this... Oh, I like that. Give me this crack. Oh, that's so good. We're going to put this right here. Aw, yeah. Look, there's nothing sus about this. There's nothing sus about anything. This is all fine. Normal, fine stuff that happens in the world that nobody needs to worry about. In the end. I'm just putting some weird rocks out here. And you might be like, well, why is it out here and not in the other places? And I'll be like, well, it's almost like the further to the east that you go, the landscape becomes stranger. And there might be a reason behind that. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. There might be a reason for things to look sus, as you might say. Let's make some more forests, shall we? Let's make a little deciduous forest. Bring up the density. Bring down the distance. God. There. Bring up the forest. Should probably put some other towns here. But I kind of like the idea of there's this long stretch where there isn't much. So maybe it's like a stop. Maybe it's just like a little stop. I mean, look, I do say it's nothing to worry about a lot, and it frequently is something to worry about. That's kind of my go-to move. I'm like, there's nothing to worry about. It's nothing to worry about here. I don't know what you're worried about. I love being able to, like, comb through and add these evergreen trees to it, too. Because literally, like, every forest in my area is like this. It's, like, full of evergreen trees and deciduous trees kind of, like, mixed together in one spot. So it's nice to be able to, like, reproduce that in a map. Okay, so we got our maps. We got our topography laid out. Got these weird cracks in the earth. Some kind of crater. I don't know what's going on here. That's a weird place. Hey? Hey? Doesn't that seem odd? I'm sure it's probably nothing. Puck said suspiciously. But you know what I think it needs? Something magical looking outside. That's what I think it needs. So I think we'll go with... Oh, let's go with this. Ah, yeah. Bam. Now, what is this beautiful, magical-looking building here? Well, this is a magical research station. That's what I'm going with. Place for magical research. And they are researching this crater. And we're just gonna loop up right there. Bam. Magical Research Institute. And we are going to build another town. will say, my playing board games account, not my playing board games, my startplaying.games account now has 2 people signed up for my game tomorrow. And I can't believe that, because it's the first time that's happened. I might actually make it to 3. We'll see how it goes. Wouldn't that be cool? I might actually get to run a game off of this thing, because I've been creating them for a long time. But this is the first one that's actually had some filled seats. Shoot. What was I doing? Hang on, I'm looking at something. This is all very important work that I'm doing. Oh, shoot. It's got 3. No, that's for... February 17th. February 17th. That's not... Okay. Huh. Well, alright then. That's when they were created. And one excuse to get into it can help me as a writer, which is my strongest past my experience, because it's one shots and listening to YouTube stories. I don't really understand how this website works. Okay. Okay. When did this guy send me a request? Hervertica. Alright. Hang on, I guess I gotta respond to this, but I'm gonna finish the stream first. I apologize. I'm just reading shit in the middle of the stream. I've become so comfortable with you guys. It's like, what's Puck doing? Oh, he's like managing his game. I know, right? Timing is the worst. Alright, I'm gonna add a little town to this. Let's go with this human town. That's maybe too big, but we'll move her down here. And we'll just say the road cuts right through it. All right. And you know what? I'm going to name this town after something that's close to my heart. And we're going to call this town Woolerton. We're going to call this town Woolerton. It's going to be Woolerton now. The town of Woolerton. That's a reference to Corner Gas. I wasn't going to call it Dog River because there's no Dog River, and I think that's might actually be copyrighted. But I'm going to call it Woolerton. Alright. And this is the... That's creator. That's not what I wanted. Crater? Crater seems like it should be spelt a different way. And it should, because I spelt it wrong anyway. Great crater. Great Crater Research Site. Burp. We got Wollerton. We got the Great Crater Research Site. And then we're going to call this Basin Woods. And of course, I've decapitalized all the wrong things. There we go. Basin Woods. Because they, of course, lead up to the Great Basin. All right. That was easier than I thought. We got to add some notes, though. Shall we? Shall we add notes? Choose a session. Oh, I just can't add a player. That's weird. It's not saying that he's in the seat. That's so bizarre. Damn it. Sorry, I'm doing some minor adventure maintenance. Boo. Oh. Wilson both. Whoops. I'm a fool. Wait, never mind. Oh boy. Well, I guess we'll see if I can scare up one more player for that one. Then I can actually run a full game. For the first time on this website for which I signed up in hopes. Let's call this the Fickle Tundra. That reminds me, I have to create new sessions for the other one. The Who's-McCalls-It's. Okay. Let's lore up this place a little bit, shall we? We're going to start at the top and work our way down, because we created a lot of towns here, so we got a lot of places to fill. Let's grab our trusty note marker. What did I call this place? Winter's Warning, right. This is less a town, so it doesn't really have any kind of governing body or anything. We don't need to worry so much about who lives here, because a lot of the time there's not going to be anybody here. In winter, it's being cleared out. People got to go. So this is more a place that's like operational part-time of the year, kind of like a summer camp. Scattered cabins and other buildings for living accommodations. Winter's Warning's primary... God, that sounds weird on the mouth. Purpose is to offer an early warning to all the other settlements that winter is upon them. This is achieved through a number of very tall watchtowers. There's pointing north, looking for fall weather, heading south, as well as a number of devices monitor the local fish and water temperatures. When it is determined that winter is arriving, I'm not going to say winter is coming. There's too many connotations with it. The town lights a beacon and sounds a bell, signaling other settlements to prepare, or in some cases, begin evacuation if they are north of flowing water. Because you cannot be north of flowing water when last light comes. Just signed up for March 3rd. All right. Rusty, are you Will? I don't think you're Will. Because you started talking about going into the games, and then I started getting messages from this guy named Will. And I was like, is that Rusty? I don't think it's Rusty. Because I've, like, sent emails to you, and there was no Will there. Am I crazy? No, you're not Will, because Will's already seated in my February 24th game. Okay, so that was just a weird coincidence that, like, the night that you talked about joining... Yeah. That's what I thought. But I don't know, people have weird nicknames sometimes. It was weird, because it was the night that you started talking about joining one of my games. I got these messages from this dude named Will. And I was like, Rusty's name's not Will? Who is this guy? Does he have like another name I don't know about? I don't know. Whatever. But anyways, I was confused. But it turns out there was just a thing that happened. Alright, what did I call this town? I always forget. Pitten Lake. Damn it. Edit. Pitten Lake. Small fishing village that only operates spring and summer months. Town has no local government and evacuates each year before last light. It was established out of necessity. I don't know how to spell necessity. Clearly not. Whatever, I can spell check this all later. As the discovery of the pigeonhead trout can be found in the lake. That's just two people. Oh my god. I'm so confused. I'm so confused as to what is happening. Yeah, and then you've like actually got your name on your thing. Dirt, but dur. Unless that's another Will, because it was created on a different... I'm so confused! There's two dudes just named Will, and I don't know if they're the same person. But one of them has joined my game, and the other one's like, I'd like to join a game sometime. Okay. Thursday night. Yep. Sunday and Monday. And then this is also Thursday night, Sunday. I feel like they're the same person. With 2 accounts, doing 2 different things. Oh my goodness. I'm about to lose my mind up in here. Okay. Pit and head pike can be found in the lake. The fish are large and lazy, with thick, tender meat. Is remarkably flavorful. Since their discovery, demand has steadily rose. For the fish, leading many to risk their lives traveling north to catch some. So it's a bit of a dangerous thing to go catch the pit and head pike. You know, because they're not. It's not a safe place to go. And you got to go mic shopping. Oh boy, you can get it. You can get like just a cheap one, as long as I can hear you. Get a headset. I got like a $50 headset, and that's what we did the show with for the first bit until like we actually started to get some sponsor money in and stuff. And John was like, "Get a real microphone." I'm like, fine. I guess I have to. I gotta do things. Ugh. All right. Murray Point. Acts as a military watch station. Should anyone... Military watch station and ferry port. A number of boats that transport passengers down river towards to the basin. To the basin. Man, episode 1 is rough. It's rough out there. But good on you for getting in there. Grace Basin. There we go. It's Grace Basin. To Grace Basin. Downriver to Grace Basin. And it also it takes us a while to find our footing. But tell you what made me feel real good is I went back because, they got the Vox Machina cartoon series is out. And so I was like, okay, you know what? It's been long enough. Maybe I can go watch some Critical Role and not be so influenced by it, because I've got my own stuff going on in my campaign. I can't pull new story threads right now anyways. So the reason I never watched Critical Role was because a little bit of whatever I'm watching at the time always kind of seeps into what I'm running. So I didn't want to end up doing a bunch of Critical Role stuff in the show. But I was like, okay, whatever, it's safe. Maybe I can go watch Critical Role. I watched the first episodes of Critical Role, and they're terrible. They're so bad. They're complete dog shit. And I'm so happy to find that out. I was so happy to find out that the early episodes of Critical Role are so bad. Because it made me feel like we're not so different. I was so excited. I had a spring in my step the rest of the day. Oh, you have super nice headphones with a DAC and an amp? Oh, geez. You can't just get anything with that. The Southern... Last light. By the time... Why did I go night instead of time? Holy shit, brain. By the time last light arrives... I watched it like the first 4 or 5 episodes, and I was like, they're just as bad as we were in the beginning. And they're like actors with like resources in a studio. I felt so much better. I was just some idiot in a house I couldn't afford with some people I met on Facebook. Which, I mean, I still mostly am. But, like, you know, I've learned some things doing this for a while. I felt so much better. What a boost. What a boost to my feelings and my general self-esteem seeing that happen. It's just knowing that, oh, other people started out bad too. I mean, look, good audio is important. We gotta have it. I'm gonna put on some music for me. How are the lo-fi beats? Are they too high or too low? Oh, real good. And, like, that's 100% John. Like, he is a stickler for it. And I'm so glad that he is. Goal of inch. All right, so Murray Point is more or less just like a ferry launch, but it also serves as kind of a search and rescue point. Because if the time comes, it's like last light is upon us. Oh no, what's going to happen? And there's still people that haven't made it back across. Murray Point is the place where people organize search and rescue crews and everything to try to kind of make sure everybody makes it back before last light hits. And it's just a group of people that just want to make sure we don't lose anybody. It's staffed by volunteers, so it doesn't have a ton of resources, but they do the best they can. So that's Murray Point. Boom. Sylvania. Sylvania is the northeasternmost settlement. Primary and center for exploration by the Saskatoon Empire. A busy trading facility. Operating in conjunction with a number of farms, trading, hunting camps, and fishing operations. Now, when I ran this as a one-shot, sorry, I got an eye twitch. I've been rubbing my eye. When I run this as a one-shot, I have the kind of mayor / governor of this place. And he's a half-elf, very uptight, kind of stuffy guy. Loves to hunt. Has an entire office place full of the unusual animals they've found in this place, with mounted heads on the wall all over the place. And that's kind of how I imagined him. I haven't given him an official name. I'm sure I did in the one shot, but I've long since forgotten about it. So I'm going to give him a new one here. Operations. Excuse me. And a harsh winter. Okay, so it's a busy trading facility operating in conjunction with a number of different... There's farms and hunting camps and fishing operations that kind of keep this place flowing and going. Also gets a bit of stuff from the magical research station as well. town is experiencing a rise in the the legal sale, occasional smuggling, artifacts found in the nearby Great Crater Research Station. So, we're going to get to that in a little bit, but there's some stuff going on there. Town is run by the local governor and envoy of the Royal Saskatoon Trading Company. Sir what? Sir We just get some names, yo? Fine. There we go. Great. That's the problem, dear, with angry people. They like to go it alone. Digging in and making happy people weep that other angries disown. Happy people think a good solution is getting others involved. They surround themselves with happy people and watch the smiles dissolve. We just drag them down. We just drag them down. Sir Ragnald. We need a name for this dude. Sir Ragnall Brackish. There we go. Done. That's his name. Spike. Sir Spike. Although I would gladly name Spike for the leader of the other town. I'm running over cords. Oh, no. No. Okay. Stuffy half-elf with a stern and business-like demeanor. Is a hunter and collector of sorts with He decorates his office with the taxidermied heads of the new and interesting creatures found in the treasured expanse. Spike Spiegel. I can't call him Spike Spiegel. It's too on the nose, guys. Cares for the settlers in his charge, but less in an empathetic or emotional way, and more in the sense that should the settlers die or the settlement become inhospitable, it will cease to exist. Along with his position, and this cannot be allowed. Well, I don't want that to be this guy, because I've already kind of characterized this dude a little bit. I can do that with some other people, but I've already kind of like built this guy a personality in my head. And he's very much like kind of stuffy, old English gentleman, likes to hunt, likes to collect beasts. A moonlight bounty hunter, maybe in Foxford. Settlement becomes inhospitable, it will cease to exist along with his position. That cannot be allowed. He also manages a number of manages relations All right. That's Sylvania. Debden. Debden is home to the let's go with Spike Debden. Now. Lake's Avenger. The Debden. Home to the Buck Debden Fishing Company. Spike Valentinez. Okay, in another place. I gotta do something different for this guy. I promise I'll do it for Foxford. Okay? Spike Valentinez in Foxford. Mark my words. I want this to be a goon. I want him to be a goony type of guy. Fuck it, I'll make him human. Of the Garn Empire. Established city with his fishing company when he learned of the abundant fishing in the area. City has since grown to support other industries, including an exploratory cruise that takes passengers into the glacial bay after last light to take a closer look at the northern coasts. This is broadly accepted as an incredibly bad idea. Yeah, but somehow the cruise manages to find a new batch of travelers every year. Despite the obvious danger, there have been no fatalities. So far. Buck Debden is a heavy-set human man. A somewhat surly or folksy attitude, depending on the mood you catch him in. Imagines himself as a self-styled mayor or sheriff. Proudly enjoying the fruits and hard work of this new settlement. So this is like a big guy. I think of him kind of like Buck Strickland from King of the Hill. if I'm imagining him. But yeah, like he just runs the business runs the town, and he loves the place, and he's just got like a new idea that he's got, to make money every other day. So there's a lot of like wacky businesses that come up. That's uncommon to be presented a wildness opportunity. Expanse upon arrival. Alright, so that's what Debden's all about. Alright. Burner, burner, burner. Alright. Foxford. Foxford? Small hunting settlement. Is little more than a collection of homes than homes, several hunting shacks. Yeah, basically. This, oh daughter of the sea, why this did you forget your seaside days? The town is operated, so the village, by Spike Valentina's. A mysterious hunter. Little is about him, and his origins are a mystery. No one even knows what empire, if any, he only getting involved and necessary to keep the peace. Hunter of criminals. Look, maybe, but you gotta leave some mystery. You gotta leave some mystery. You can't just outright say, this dude's definitely a bounty hunter. You gotta be like, maybe he's a bounty hunter. Who knows? It's mysterious. And love of bell peppers and beef. military retreat for nobles from the empires. I want this to be a lady. I haven't had enough towns run by ladies so far, I think, and I think that's a problem. Well-known Calgon marketeer. Babishka. Babishka Nelwood. And Babishka Nelwood is a... God, I kind of want to make her like a Minotaur or a Luxodon or something. Fuck it, she's a Luxodon. Absolutely. But this is like a marketeer woman. This is like a pitch lady. I've already have that strong independent woman that can kick your ass. I've set her up in like the top seat. But like I haven't had a lot since as I've kind of been moving across, so maybe I need to adjust that. Not half giant, but the other thing. No, we're gonna go with Luxodon. Luxodon it is, man. I think that's the play. She's got like a fancy place laid out. So this lady's like, okay, I'm going to capitalize on this place. I'm going to make it, this is going to be my cash cow. This is going to be my resort town. And I'm going to set it up. People come out to this place. They don't know what it's about. It's weird. It's exotic. I'm going to treat them to this lakeside resort thing. And it's going to be a vacation place for other people in the empire. Yeah, bipedal elephant. Oh. Oh, big stretch. No, I don't want to find anything. Eh. Alright. I think that's a good... Oh, fuck. No! Cancel. Cancel. Okay. Okay. No. Damn it. You can go down here. Fearless except for mice. Man, Luxodons are great. I want more Luxodon characters. I made one for a one-shot we did offline. Professor Pack E. Derm. He was incredible. I loved him. It was one of my favorite characters ever made. It was Professor Pack E. Derm. And his initials stood for Professor Packard Ernesto Dermondas. I was so proud of myself. But, you know, you do what you gotta do. More. God, I do not know how to spell right now. Great Creator Research Site. The site is a research facility. Operated by the Royal Magus Society of Saskatoon. Along with the magic commerce. Of Caligarn. With the massive crater is a mystery. But by far not the only one in the treasured expanse. After its initial discovery, it was found to be the location of a number of interesting magical artifacts, as well as strange magical stones. I mean, not that much. I'm just like mapping out the Great Crater Research Site and what's in there. Stones. Sangha, please. I don't ask you for much, my sweet boy. I don't. strange magical stones. The site has been excavated and researched by the Tan and Calagarn empires jointly in an effort to deeper understand the area's history. All right. One place left. Wollerton. And then I think I'm done. I mapped out a lot of shit in this one. Holy shit. Oh. Took me a while to get started, but once I did, holy crap. Monster, I turn into a monster, a monster, a monster. Wollerton. Oh no. But the residents are kind. It's built up a number of taverns, inns, and travel supply shops. Cater to travelers. Town is operated by Emma River, and Wharf Woman. She sees the residents of Wollerton as her family. Do whatever it takes to care for and protect them. Is kind and motherly to all travelers, and fierce to anyone she deems to be a threat. Yeah, he's super upset at me for something, and I don't know what. I mean, look, I don't know how to spell his name some of the time anyways. He thinks he wants outside. But the current temperature feels like minus 32 degrees Celsius. Sorry, minus 34 degrees Celsius. So he definitely doesn't want outside. I could say that with absolute certainty. But he wants to see if he wants outside. So I need to check for him. So he's losing his mind. All right. So we got Woolerton. We got the Great Creator Research Sites. We've named it all, everybody. We did it across the board. We did it. Whew. Okay. So that means we should get this for the lower fickle planes. Hi, Songa. You don't want outside, bud. I'm telling you. No. Yeah, it feels like minus 32. It's it's minus 19 outside right now, but it's minus 20. Feels like minus 34. Celsius. Which apparently is like around 0. I don't know. It's very cold out. I don't think I cut this right. Leave page. I mean, yes, it is. You don't want outside. It's not actually what you want. I know it. You need to accept it. Save and proceed. Oh, you stink too. You did something terrible at the litter box, didn't you? Yeah, we've been in a bit of cold snap up here lately. Let's shift those hills to the side. Okay, I think this is it. I think this is going to be our other fickle plains area to match this together. And then, so I'm going to leave it here. Go take care of my needy cat. And so here's what we're going to do. Really, that sounds bizarrely. That I don't. That sounds awesome. Then again, I don't know how it converts. Okay, so here's the plan. Gonna fill out this area a little bit. A lot of this is gonna be road leading up north, and then kind of like the exploration area in this area here. And then we're gonna have kind of our road curving around there and heading up north from the farmsteads. And then after we get this built up, that's kind of the end of civilized territory for this place. So from there, we've got to think about our creatures. So for building the creatures, I'm going to take kind of the region-specific Pokemon method, where I'm going to take some existing creatures and adjust them to like how they would change and alter for this area. So we're going to play with that. We're going to build some theology. We're going to build some history. And then we're going to build some towns. That's the next steps. So actually, let's do this here. Hang on. Let me do a thing. Okay. Okay, one. Fill out the Fickle Plains south section. Work out gods and theology for the world. Work out relevant historical wars and conflicts. Around the settlement. Work out main city layout. Create treasured expanse bestiary. Need new kinds of monsters. Maybe come up with some local wildlife. All right. So we got a list of 6 things we need to do. I think we got this. All right, guys. I think I'm going to call it there for tonight. I think we made a lot of progress. We're going to call this Fickle Plains South. All right. That's it for tonight, guys. I'm going to go tend to my needy cat. Thanks for hanging out and watching. I guess I'll see you guys on Saturday. Take care for now. Poke out.